sweetness. So rather than saying not sweet or sweet, say dry to sweet. And that is it is scientific on residual sugar. So you'll get a wine like, it's easy to show this when we've got 2 or 3 different wines, so you'll be able to pick it up a lot easier. But you have a wine like a dessert wine that will be sweet. It has lots of residual sugar. So you look at wine scientifically, and it has a certain amount of residual grams of sugar per litre. So that's from fermentation, how much sugar is left that hasn't turned into alcohol. So something like Pinot Grigio will generally have 8-10 grams of residual sugar per litre, whereas something like a dessert wine will have 150 grams of residual sugar per litre. So, and if you think about it I always think this is really interesting, and I'm always surprised that most girls in the UK aren't as fat as I am, which is really depressing, because if you see the amount of Zinfandel Rosé that's drunk and White Zinfandel and blush wines, generally a bottle of that will have about 60 to 80 grams of residual sugar per litre. So if you drink a bottle of White Zinfandel, you're effectively drinking 4 tablespoons of sugar. And that's just what you're doing. So that's a dry wine will have less sugar, effectively.
Are we putting are we going to put a key on it of sweetness?
No.
We're not doing it?
No. Because, and partly for that reason, a lot of people will, people don't necessarily understand it, so they won't, a dry wine, some people go, I only drink dry white wines, when they often don't, and a lot of people go, well, I don't drink dry white wines, when they probably do, because people in the UK as well get dryness and sweetness and fruitiness really confused, and it's different parts of your palate pick up different things. And probably the only way for you to tell that is if you're tasting wine and you roll it around your mouth, the front of your tongue does sweetness. So on the front of your tongue, when you've drunk something like Zinfandel Rosé, if you do, and I don't want to assume that everyone does, because you won't, but you'll taste that sweetness on there. And if you drink something like a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, that when you put on your nose is really fruity and has those passion fruit and tropical fruit flavours, and people go, oh, that's actually quite sweet. It's not. Because in the front of your tongue, as soon as you drink that wine, nothing. So that's the way to be able to tell. Red wine is more complicated. It's all to do with tannins. So yeah. Hopefully that's
Have you got any more questions so far? We are going to do some, when we get the kitchen open and the bar's ready and everything, we'll do some, get some food out and let you taste the different wines.